I actually have 3 to go. What stinks is it crashed when I finished this. So I actually have 2 more to go, 3 more to go. 16 has to be redone. I know one of the videos says it talks about through 16, but it's not, so I'm just going to make something up. 8x squared minus, I don't know, 32x plus, let's go with 4y squared plus 16y. And I don't know what the numbers should be. It's not a big deal, okay, because you just need to see the gist of how to get a center. We're just going to say minus 30 and see how we work. So this ellipse, it has an STD form of x minus h squared over a radius 1 squared plus y minus k squared over a radius 2 that is squared, and it's equal to 1. That's the form of an ellipse. I don't know that my equation is going to be equal to a 1 when everything's said and done, but you can learn how you get the middle pieces. The reason we have 2 radii is because this is an ellipse, if you're curious. We have what's called a major radius. This is the longer one, it'd be R1. And we have a minor radius. This would be R2. Now, if the ellipse is vertical in nature, the major radii would be the y-axis and the minor would be the x-axis. Okay? There's majors and minors. There's lots of funny things about ellipses. I honestly doubt you will ever learn them unless you take a trig course. That's just the way it is. But what we do is we do a process called completing the square, and we do some other cool stuff too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an 8 from both these pieces. I'm going to leave some space. I'm going to pull a 4 from both of these spaces, and I'm going to leave some space. And I'm going to put that 30 on the right-hand side. And I can already tell you that that needed to be a plus 30, so minus 30. And when it's done, I can figure out what that number should have been. So this number is subject to change. I am going to complete the square on x squared minus 4x. I am going to take half of a negative 4, which is a negative 2. I am going to square that negative 2, which gives me a 4, and I'm going to add it here. Now, the old deal was added to both sides, but what you actually did was you added 32. So I plus 32 over here. Now I'm going to do the same thing right here. Y squared plus 4y. I'm going to take half of a 4, which is a 2. I'm going to square that 2 and get a 4. But because of the distributive property, I actually added 16. So now I can tell you that I had to change some numbers. 32 and 16 makes 48. What I needed was for this to be a 47, because that would make it a negative 47. And that'll get me my 1. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Still wrong. Not even going to worry about that. Okay? Not even going to worry about it. This factors as x minus 2 all squared. I wish I had my old example because I spent time working it out, but I've already thrown it away. This factors as y plus 2 all squared. And this is your center. Your center is at 2, negative 2. If the first term of arithmetic sequence is 8 and the 10th term is negative 19, what is the 6th term? The first time I ever remember seeing this was actually at a math contest, and I went to Palmersville, so my geometry was pretty rough. And what I did is I drew out, Algebra 1. They were all pretty rough. I drew out 11 blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I put an 8 here, and I need 10 terms on it. You need a similar problem. 10, and let's go with negative 20, negative 32. I have no idea if this works. But I put a 10 here, and I put a negative 32 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I did. Okay? And then I figured out, based on these choices, what made sense to go in there. I brute forced my way through it. But you ain't got to do that. You know a formula. I didn't. A sub n is a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference d. And you know that the first term is a 10, but you also know something cool about that. You know something else. You know the 10th term is a negative 32, which means that your n value is 10. So instead of just having this to look at, I can actually put a negative 32 here. Negative 32 is 10 plus 10 minus 1 differences. Now this isn't going to be a pretty example because I just made something up. Negative 42 is 9 differences. So my difference is negative 42 over 9, which will reduce, won't it? 42 is divisible by 3, isn't it? It's 14, right? Yeah. It's negative 14 thirds. So how does that help me? The sixth term is the first term of 10 plus, you're at the sixth position, 6 minus 1 differences. That's how it helps you. And honest to God, I'm too tired right now to do this in my head, so I'm going to push the old buttons. Convert back to a fraction. Something seems wrong. Oh, yeah, I can't type either. Can't believe I was a good teacher today. I wonder if I was. Math, enter, enter. Negative 40 thirds. And the last one. I don't think I was ever taught this. I really don't think I ever was, and I don't actually get to teach it that often. I do use this at home when I'm doing antifreeze levels on equipment. I'll drain some and put some in. So I will actually sit down a little math because I don't want to waste the antifreeze because it's money's money, right? Water's free, antifreeze isn't. Let's see here. We're going to say that we have 50 liters of 40% salt, and we want to obtain 60% solution. That's what I want. I've got 50 at 40 and I want to obtain the 60% solution. So what happens is you start with 50 liters at a concentration, in my example, of 0.4, and you subtract an unknown number of liters. That's the setup. You take away some stuff, and then you got to think about your goal. Your goal is that what remains is at a 60% concentration. All right? It's a 60% concentration of 50 minus x. It seems kind of funny how that's set up, but this is how this works. We're actually going to get a negative value because we are taking away. 4/10 times 50 should be a 20, so 20 minus x. 6/10 of 50 should be a 30. Take away 6/10 of x. And if I shift things around, 20 minus 30 is 10. Negative x, or negative 1, plus 6/10 is negative 0.4. And then I'm going to divide through by negative 0.4, which I am quite confident is negative 9.6. Because what I'm doing is I am evaporating or taking away 9.6 gallons. So anyways, there's how you do those 3 bonuses. I am signing off so I can go home at some point in time today. I hope you enjoy your weekend.